What is up, BT.com? And we are back here with another edition of 12 Days of Pride. Now, today's guest, let me tell you something, baby, okay? Gagged me. All right, first and foremost, originated the role of Bustopher Jones in Cats the Jellicle Ball, baby, okay? Received so many nominations, Drama Desk, Drama League, Clive Barnes Award for their off-Broadway debut in Spamilton. Okay, graduated from the University of Michigan with a BFA in musical theater and a minor in gender, race, and nation. And is gorgeous, honey. We have Nora Schell, baby. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm coming off of a day off, so I'm rejuvenated right now.
Okay.
In true fashion for Pride, I'm wearing my New York Liberty jersey. Cloud, who's no longer with them, but we gotta represent for the Sapphics out here.
Let me ask you this: what's a lie you once believed about yourself as a Black queer person that you had to unlearn in order to finally live, love, and create freely?
That having hair is the only way I could be perceived as attractive.
Okay.
And as time went by, it's like I stopped getting a relaxer. I started letting my hair be natural. And then it was just recently during this round, this Broadway run of Cats, where I finally decided, I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna shave my head. I was like, because I'm currently in a very happy queer relationship. And I was like, the reason why I'm holding on to this tether of hair is because of need for validation from outside factors, whether it be men, whether it be white folks, whether it be individuals that are still holding on to colonial ties. So I did that, and I feel like that was kind of my next step with my queerness, of being like, if I'm gonna be on this Broadway stage and I'm gonna be preaching about being proud to be fat, Black, and queer. Oh, the printer's going. If I'm gonna be preaching about that, I was like, I kind of want to challenge myself to walk the walk and finally shave my head like I've wanted to do for years, but I've been too scared. So I feel like that was a big one I had to unlearn, about my hair being so tied to my desirability and worthiness.
Now, Cats the Jellicle Ball became such a cultural moment. I think I just saw, if I'm lying, I'm dying. I don't think I am, though. I think I just saw Anna Wintour was up in there.
Yes.
In them seats, honey.
Yes, man. Anna Wintour.
It's because, and so many others, and it's because it felt, or feels, I would say, fearless and celebratory without over-explaining itself.
Yeah.
Why do you think audiences, especially queer audiences, connected to that energy so deeply, aside from the obvious?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like often in theater, when we see stories that center Black and brown queer bodies, the only ways in which traditional theater audiences care is when it has to do with immense trauma. And this show allowed there to be recognition of a culture, ballroom culture, which we owe everything to for this show, that has also been exploited over and over again. But it's a culture that is about the joy within survival. The balls were the only places in which these individuals, our ancestors, our elders, were able to be themselves. And even though they were going through immense oppression, immense marginalization, the ball was the one place where it was, I can be me. I can show up authentically. And so when you have this show that traditionally people were like, okay, Cats, wow, it's weird, it doesn't make sense. But you have these lyrics at the beginning of the show talking about the naming of cats, and it talks about the name that you have to the public, the name that you have for yourself, the name that you have with your chosen family. And you don't have to change, the lyrics weren't changed, they were just the lyrics that existed from the poems. I think it's a universal feeling of how, even if you're not a queer person, it's how you're seen by people outside of yourself, how you're seen by people who know you, and then how you see yourself in your most intimate moments. And I think being able to apply that depth in the beginning and then have it be channeled into this joy of expression and unabashed existence. There's no apology for anybody in this show for existing.
Yeah. You know, pride can sometimes feel loud and performative externally, but also deeply internal at the same time. Like there's so many feelings when we celebrate pride. What does
Yes.
pride feel like for you in this current chapter of your life? Because it sounds like you had a lot of changes and
Yeah.
shifts and awareness and just like realization. And mind you, like we're both still young. So it's like
Yeah.
to have all of this metamorphosis in such a rapid time, what does it feel like for you now?
I mean, at this specific moment, pride feels honestly kind of like listening. I get the privilege of being in a show with some queer elders, and like listening right now helps me then channel like what I want my pride to be. So it's like I think
Right.
about Junior LaBeija, I think about Andre DeShields, I think about Tempest Chastity Moore, and getting to listen to them and their stories and their wisdom and their journey and how they move through this world.
Yeah.
What it means to me is like listening and honoring elders, and then finding a way this pride to go out into the world and do right by them for how they've paved the way for me.